Bienvenidos a Guatemala. I am here volunteering with IVHQ with the local program Maximo Nivel, teaching English for about a week. It's a pretty quick trip this time. But yeah, I am currently here, so you can see behind me. And I am staying with a local host family with a bunch of other roommates. With IVHQ, it was only like $350 for me to stay for the entire week, including the program fees, which is really awesome. It's very cheap here. They use quetzales for their local currency, which roughly translate one quetzal is roughly 7.5 US dollars approximately, and so it's a really great affordable place to travel, and the scenery is beautiful. Also, the local COVID mandates are a lot different here than they are in the US. So even when you're outside, and I'm currently at the my host family's house, and so I don't have to wear a mask in here because they said it was okay. But anytime you're outside, you have to wear a mask. Anytime you're inside, you have to wear a mask. And if you are caught walking around outside without a mask as a tourist, it's at the local authorities, the police's discretion to decide whether or not they want to fine you or briefly imprison you, put you in jail. And it's up to I think it's 10,000 quetzales, which is just insane. So all of us will be pretty cautious while we're here, but it is super great, and I am so excited to share this experience with you. I hope you enjoy.
Sin dar nada, solo con hacerme miradas, pero tu actitud no es tu mejor virtud. Baby, si comparamos no habrá similitud. Tú te comportas a lo yo soy cool, pero no es tan cool perder algo por tu ingratitud. Tell me, porque yo no entiendo. Silly, es como me siento. Que yo soy un bobo, pues que nunca aprendo a que las mujeres no aprecian lo que yo tengo. Tell me, porque yo no entiendo. Es como me siento. Que yo soy un bobo, pues que nunca aprendo a que las mujeres no aprecian lo que yo tengo. Si yo recuerdo que fue ayer, un par de tragos después pa'l cuarto, lo hicimos hasta el amanecer. ¿Cómo que no fue? Sé que te acuerdas lo que te dije, que de tus besos tenía sed. No más, te digo cada vez que pasa. Quizás no quieres algo más de esto. Será que fue un sueño, pero desperté. No sé qué somos. Hey baby, dime qué somos, porque siempre andamos solos. Nunca en tu barrio ni el vecindario saben tú y yo qué somos. Hey baby, dime qué somos, porque siempre andamos solos. Solamente dime si es un vacile, al menos sé que somos. Me estoy para buscar esa respuesta.
Bienvenidos a Hobbitenango, which is the Hobbit town right outside of Antigua, Guatemala, as you can see behind me. This place is super cute and is based off of the Hobbit series, so there's a bunch of little doors and other touristy things like the swing, which you might be able to see behind me, as well as a couple other sculptures that you can take pictures with, and a little hike. So let's go.
No sé qué somos, si más que amigos estamos bien, si no, pues dime que yo, baby, dime que somos, porque siempre andamos solos, nunca en tu barrio ni el vecindario saben que somos, baby, dime que somos, porque siempre andamos solos, solamente dime si es un vacile, al menos sé que somos.
I am currently at Isimche, and I know that I'm butchering that. Probably it's pronounced differently here, but It's one of the Mayan ruins located here in Guatemala that commemorates some of the royal families. And it is incredible. It's very informative. We just had a tour guide that I couldn't video because he was moving so quickly, but he told us a bunch of really interesting information. There were 3 royal families that lived here, and they had separate, you know, like quadrants of the ruins, and then on the outskirts of the town, the commoners lived outside of, they had moats with obsidian spikes leading into this ruin site. And yeah, they would actually act as a barrier, like if there was war and stuff, and so it was very problematic, but that's just how things were then. And also they have different, in each one of the sections of the, I guess they're not quadrants, but in each of the sections a different royal family lived, and in each of them they had 3 temples. And so you have the temple of the moon, the temple of the sun, and the temple of the wind. And each has 20 steps to commemorate the 20 days in the Mayan calendar for each month. And yeah, it's so interesting. They actually have temples where there were human sacrifices practiced and observed with either volunteers of the Mayan people or let me think here, or the people that were captured during war, so prisoners of war. And in front of the first temple, or quadrant, where the royal family lived, there actually is a spot that commemorates where they would put the heads of the prisoners of war on spikes, which is super grotesque, but part of the time it was supposed to be very humiliating to, you know, obviously the prisoners and all of that stuff. And so it's really, really rich in history and culture here. A lot of it is pretty much completely demolished due to the invasion of the Spaniards, but it is really, really cool. Also, the stairs are so tall because you're not supposed to walk directly in front or away from the sun, and so when you go up the stairs you actually would walk diagonally up the stairs, which I thought was really interesting and very helpful because I've never understood why the steps were so steep, but it makes more sense now. But anyways, it is really interesting and I can't wait to show you the footage. So here you are. So we are now at Pacaya, which is one of the volcanoes near Antigua, and you can actually hike up. We're not on the actual volcano, it's way in the back in the distance, but this is part of it that you can actually like roast marshmallows on and climb up a little bit, and it's safe. Apparently it erupted around 7 years ago, and so it's, yeah, like I said, it's safe, don't worry mom. But yeah, you see these are our little marshmallows, and it's about an hour walk to get up here. They said it's a little over a mile, but it's kind of difficult if you're out of shape. So it's really fun and we're having a great time. So So today is the day I am leaving Guatemala and flying back to the States. So you have to have a negative COVID test within 24 hours, which I did yesterday morning. They have a local organization that helps you out. with that, and so it was pretty easy, no problem at all. I have to leave for the airport like 6 hours early because the traffic is so crazy, and we're actually in Antigua, not Guatemala City, where the airport is located. So it's going to be a long day of traveling, but the flight time, it takes only around like 5 hours collectively flying to get back to Colorado, so nothing too bad. But I really hope that you've enjoyed this experience. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and adios.